Imagine stepping into the heart of the Alaskan wilderness, camera in hand, hoping to capture a rare moment of life emerging in the wild. Now picture, right there in front of you, a mother moose fiercely guarding her newborn calves, a towering creature with the sheer power to end a life in mere seconds. For one passionate photographer, this encounter turned into a savage, heartbreaking clash with nature. Today we bring you the full story behind this tragic but gripping encounter, offering an up-close look at the raw, untamed instinct of Alaska's most majestic and misunderstood creature. Welcome to an episode you'll never forget on Savage Tales Animal Encounters. Welcome to Savage Tales Animal Encounters, the channel where we bring you the most captivating, intense and often jaw-dropping stories of real-life interactions between humans and the wild. Whether it's face-to-face encounters with apex predators, surprise standoffs with territorial animals, or even tragic yet awe-inspiring moments like the one we're covering today, we're here to explore the raw side of nature and the powerful, often unpredictable instincts that drive its creatures. In today's episode, we'll dive deep into the story of Dale Chorman, a skilled wildlife photographer whose love for Alaska's wilderness led him to a fatal encounter with a cow moose protecting her newborn calves. We'll examine what happened that day, the risks he knew he was taking, and how moments like these remind us of the deep respect we owe the creatures of the wild. Before we jump into this extraordinary tale, take a moment to support our channel. If you're as captivated by these incredible stories as we are, don't forget to hit that like button. It lets us know you want to see more. Share your thoughts and reactions in the comments. We love hearing what you have to say about these encounters. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, so you never miss an episode. And to be the first to know when a new story drops, ring that notifications bell so you can stay on top of every new savage tale that unfolds right here. Now, sit back, prepare to be amazed, and remember, in the world of nature, respect is everything. This is Savage Tales Animal Encounters, where we dive headfirst into the wild, one story at a time. Dale Chorman, a seasoned wildlife photographer, was drawn to the rugged beauty and raw unpredictability of Alaska's wilderness. His days were spent capturing the power and elegance of creatures in their natural habitats. The idea of photographing a mother moose with her newborn calves, a rare sight so early in their lives, offered Dale a unique opportunity to immortalize an intimate moment that few ever get to see. Just a day prior, Dale had witnessed a scene that any wildlife photographer would dream of: a cow moose giving birth to her calves amidst the thick Alaskan brush. He managed to snap a few precious shots of the miracle of life, knowing he had captured something extraordinary. His excitement grew, and he eagerly shared his initial photos with a close friend, a fellow outdoor enthusiast. Fueled by adrenaline and passion, Dale proposed they return the next day to try for even more intimate shots, aiming to document the calves' first full day in the world. On that fateful morning, Dale and his friend headed out, navigating the dense Alaskan brush with cameras in hand, eyes sharp and movements careful. They were well aware that cow moose are known for their fierce protectiveness over their young, especially in the vulnerable days immediately after birth. Dale, with decades of experience in the wilderness, understood the fine line between curiosity and caution. He had remarked to his friend that the brush this season seemed unusually dense, a natural camouflage that made spotting animals both easier and riskier, as encounters could happen at close range without warning. As they moved through the thick, lush landscape, Dale scanned the ground for fresh moose tracks and broken twigs, signs that the cow and her calves were nearby. The friend following close behind noticed Dale's excitement and the intense focus etched on his face. But as they ventured deeper, they felt the tension that often accompanies encounters with large wildlife. Every rustle of leaves could signal a nearby animal or a lurking threat. They were surrounded by nature's sounds: birds calling, leaves crunching beneath their feet, and the occasional snap of a twig breaking somewhere nearby. Despite the inherent risks, Dale's passion and years of wilderness experience made him feel comfortable. He had a profound respect for Alaska's wild creatures and knew that approaching them required patience and respect. He He kept his pace steady, careful to avoid sudden movements, whispering to his friend to stay close and quiet. They were both well aware of the behaviors moose display when they feel threatened: raised hackles, pinned back ears, and a distinctive lip licking. As they walked, they kept an eye out for any of these telltale signs, but the thick foliage made it difficult to see beyond a few feet, creating a sense of eerie anticipation. Then, without warning, they heard a faint rustling up ahead, subtle yet unmistakable. Dale knew they were close. He raised his camera, hoping to catch a glimpse of the calves or, with any luck, their mother standing watch over them. Just as Dale prepared to capture this rare sight, there was a sudden, unmistakable silence, a silence that seemed to consume the forest around them, heightening their awareness of how close they were. The mother moose, unseen until now, emerged from the shadows, her large, dark eyes locking onto them with a fierce intensity. And in that silent, frozen moment, Dale and his friend realized they had ventured too close to her territory. In an instant, the cow moose charged forward, her massive frame crashing through the brush with terrifying speed and power. The forest that had felt so still and quiet just seconds before was now alive with the thunderous sound of hooves pounding the ground and branches snapping under her weight. Dale and his friend turned, instincts taking over as they scrambled to flee, but with every step they took, the mother moose closed the gap, her eyes focused on the intruders with an intensity fueled by primal instinct to protect her young. Dale's friend glanced back mid-stride, only to see Dale stumble and fall. Time seemed to slow as he saw Dale on the ground, his camera slipping from his hands, his face etched with a momentary look of helpless surprise. The moose was on him in an instant, looming over him like a force of nature, her massive muscular frame towering above. Her hooves, each as large as a dinner plate, struck with ruthless accuracy, delivering powerful blows as she stomped down with the full weight of her body. The crushing force of each kick, combined with her sharp, rigid hooves, left no room for escape. Dale's friend, paralyzed with shock just yards away, could only watch the brutal scene unfold. He was keenly aware that if he tried to intervene, he would likely suffer the same fate. Every second felt like an eternity as the cow moose unleashed her fury, her blows relentless and unyielding. Yet the attack lasted mere moments, a short but devastating burst of maternal rage. The mother moose, finally satisfied that the threat to her calves had been neutralized, lifted her head, her breaths heaving from the effort. With one last glance down at Dale, she stepped back, her ears twitching as she listened for any signs of further danger. Then, in a single graceful movement, she turned and melted back into the dense foliage, disappearing as quickly as she had appeared. In the heavy silence that followed, Dale's friend cautiously approached, his heart pounding, and knelt beside his fallen companion. He called out to him, his voice trembling with desperation, but there was no response. Dale lay still, his body bearing the tragic evidence of the attack, deep bruises and cuts from the relentless kicks and stomps of the powerful animal. His friend frantically searched for any sign of life, but it was too late. Dale had succumbed to his injuries, taken by the very wild he so deeply revered. The scene was both haunting and surreal. The forest had returned to its quiet, indifferent state as though nothing had happened. The trees swayed gently in the breeze. The birds resumed their songs, and the dense Alaskan brush concealed the path the mother moose had taken with her calves. It was as if nature itself had absorbed the violence of the moment, returning to its tranquil state in a mere matter of minutes. In shock and grief, Dale's friend called for help, his voice barely a whisper against the vast open landscape. When the authorities arrived, they examined the scene, respectful of the solemnity of Dale's final moments. The cow moose and her calves were nowhere to be seen. She had returned to the depths of the forest, fulfilling her role as a mother, protecting her young. Dale's body was carefully retrieved, and the area was left undisturbed, a silent tribute to the respect he had always shown for Alaska's wildlife. News of Dale's death quickly spread through his close-knit community, sending waves of sadness and reflection through the lives he had touched. Family, friends, and fellow photographers mourned not just the man they had lost, but also the indomitable spirit he had carried into the wilderness. His son, Nathan, spoke of how his father's life was a testament to his love for nature, and he reassured those grieving that Dale had passed away in the element he cherished most. This tragic moment served as a reminder to all who ventured into the wild, to respect the powerful instincts that govern animals and to remember that in nature there is a line that, once crossed, cannot be undone. Thank you so much for joining us on this intense and unforgettable journey. Dale Chorman's story is a powerful reminder of the raw beauty and fierce unpredictability of nature. Proof that even the most passionate and skilled wildlife enthusiasts can face unexpected dangers. His life and legacy speak to the deep respect and awe we all feel for the natural world and its creatures. If this story resonated with you, please take a moment to like this video. It truly helps our channel grow and brings these incredible stories to a wider audience. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below. What part of Dale's story impacted you the most? Have you ever had a close encounter with wildlife? Your insights and experiences are a valuable part of our community here. And if you want to be part of future adventures, make sure to subscribe to Savage Tales Animal Encounters. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We dive deep into stories from the wilderness, tales that reveal the intense, unfiltered bond between humans and the natural world. Once again, we're grateful for your support and for being part of this community that values and respects the wild as much as we do. Join us next time as we explore more captivating, thrilling, and sometimes heart-wrenching encounters with the untamed side of nature. Until then, stay curious, stay respectful, and remember, this is Savage Tales Animal Encounters, where we bring you face to face with nature's untold stories.